What would you do if a 9-year-old in duct-tape boots said he could heal your child? He was indeed correct. The morning in Birmingham, Alabama, was chilly, chilly enough to see your breath, yet not quite cold enough for snow, leaving your fingertips tingling. People hurried in and out of the Children's Medical Center on Departure 7th Avenue, wrapped in scarves, gripping coffee cups, moving swiftly as if they could escape whatever had led them there. Yet one individual remained still. He perched on a flattened cardboard box by the revolving doors, sketching softly in a worn notebook. Ezekiel Levi Carter was only 9 years old. His coat hung a size too large, sleeves casually rolled, and one boot sported duct tape across the toe. A red knit beanie sat snugly on his forehead, just shy of his ears. He neither begged nor sought assistance, sat quietly, observing the ebb and flow of people. He showed up nearly every Saturday. Initially, some hospital staff attempted to turn him away when he began appearing, but eventually they conceded. Levi was trouble-free. He smiled in response to conversation. When he wasn't sketching in his notebook, he was observing, ever vigilant and Diane. Most people assumed he had a guardian within, perhaps ailing brother or sister. Perhaps he was simply biding his time for a lift. No one inquired too deeply, not in a setting like that. A dark silver Range Rover idled by a fire hydrant across the street. The engine purred, yet the driver remained still. Inside sat Noah Reeves, a man in his late 40s, featuring a defined jawline and distinguished graying temples. His tie hung loosely. His collar was creased. He possessed wealth. The car gleamed under the hospital's fluorescent lights, a striking sight that caught the eye. He appeared like a man on the verge of exhaustion. In the back seat, a booster chair cradled his daughter, Lila, a 6-year-old with brown curls tucked behind one ear, legs folded under a pink blanket. Her eyes were wide, yet silence enveloped her. The accident transformed everything. One moment she was scaling the trees and sprinting with her cousins in the backyard. Next, she sat in silence, paralyzed from the waist down. Noah swung open the back door, gently lifted years dawn, and strode toward the entrance. At first, he overlooked Levi. Few did, yet Levi saw him. He noticed how Noah cradled her, as if she were fragile. Her gaze lingered on the sky, deliberately steering clear of the building. Levi gazed for an unusually long time. Just before they left, he stood up and declared, "Sir, I can make your daughter walk again." Noah paused abruptly, not due to offense or confusion, but because of the manner in which the words were delivered. It's not a sales pitch. It's not a joke, simply gentle, transparent, and earnest. Levi was fully convinced of it. Noah turned, his eyes sharp and focused. "What did you just say?" Levi remained unbothered. He moved ahead, securing his notebook beneath his arm. "I offered to help her walk again." Noah fixed his gaze on him, his arms wrapped firmly around Lila. "That's not amusing." "Young one, I was serious." Levi's voice remained steady. No smile was present, simply that same calm tone, a mature calmness housed in youthful form. Noah glanced at Levi's attire, noting the taped-up boot. The boy's shirt collar held cracked lenses of glasses. This must be a strange coincidence. It could be a scam. He pivoted and stepped inside, silent as ever. Yet, deep down, he couldn't shake the thought. The way the child expressed it, not with expectation, never with uncertainty, it was simply a fact. Yet, that voice lingered in Noah's mind. It would continue to tug at him until he returned. Noah attempted to erase the child from his mind. He spent the next few hours attending Lila's appointments, listening to updates from therapists, neurologists, and specialists. They all relied on the same familiar phrases: balancing expectations. A journey awaits. Great things require patience. He had heard everything. Levi's words echoed in his mind, persistent and nagging. "I can help your daughter walk again." In the early afternoon, Noah and Lila exited the building, The sun pierced the clouds, yet the chill remained biting. As he approached the car, holding Lila as he always did, he caught sight of Levi once more. Still here. Identical container. Identical notebook. This time, he fixed his gaze on Noah, as if he anticipated his return. Noah paused. He looked at Lila. Her head lay gently on his shoulder. Shut eyes. She moved with an effortless grace, too delicate for a child of her age. He pivoted, back for more. I see, he murmured as he approached. What makes you say that? Do you find this amusing? Levi slowly shook his head. Absolutely not. You haven't even met her, Noah snapped, carefully placing Lila in the back seat. You have no idea what she's endured. You have no idea what we've experienced. Levi stood his ground. I can help without knowing her. Noah stood tall. Are you, what, 9 years old? Nearly 10. Precisely. A young boy waits outside a hospital, his shoes held together with duct tape. What do you really understand about assisting someone like my daughter? Levi gazed downward, his fingers gliding along the rim of his notebook. He spoke softly. My mama used to help people walk again. She worked as a physical therapist. She shared her knowledge with me. She remarked that the body retains memories, even if the mind forgets temporarily. Noah fixed his gaze on him, skepticism solidifying within him. So you saw her do some stretches, and now you consider yourself a doctor? Levi said, eyes brightening. I saw her assist a man in walking after 5 years in a chair, with only her hands, patience, and faith. She worked without machines or nurses. Noah began to speak but hesitated. He surveyed his surroundings. A nurse strolled by, offering Levi a brief wave. A hospital janitor nodded toward the boy. Everyone appeared familiar with him. I'm not giving you money, Noah stated. I never requested any money. So what is it that you desire? Levi inhaled deeply and moved ahead. Give me just 1 hour, and I'll show you. Noah glanced back at Lila, who had opened her eyes and was quietly observing them both. He let out a sigh, massaging the bridge of his nose. It's time for me to leave. Levi remained still. Noah suggested calling security. The boy remained quiet. Noah let out an exasperated sigh. Excellent. Are you looking to squander your time, kid? Join us at Harrington Park tomorrow. Midday. Make sure to arrive on time. Levi gave a single nod. I'll be there. Noah hopped into the SUV, fired up the engine, and drove away without a glance back. In the rearview mirror, Levi remained, hands at his sides, his expression a mystery. After dinner, Noah settled into his home office. Documents lay scattered over his desk. They all seemed nonsensical. He couldn't shake the image of Levi standing there, as if he held a secret. Lila peeked into the room. Father? She inquired. He pivoted. Oh, really? Who was that kid? Noah hesitated. Simply, a person we encountered outside the hospital. She remarked that he seemed to truly believe it. What was believed? I wish I could walk. He gazed at her, his lips slightly parted. She offered a faint smile and let her fingers glide over the armrest of her wheelchair as if they were legs. Yet Noah wore no smile. For the first time in ages, he felt something stir within him, breaking through the numbness. It seemed perilous. Similar to hope, Harrington Park was the sort of place that most people overlooked without a second thought. A worn basketball court, creaky swings with chains, and a small patch of grass aspiring to be a soccer field. Sundays were typically quiet, particularly at noon. On that day, Levi was already there, perched on the bench by the grand oak tree. He sported the same baggy jacket, yet his notebook was stowed neatly. At his feet lay a small gym bag, while a folded towel rested on the bench beside him. At 12:07, Noah arrived in his SUV. He remained silent initially, carefully lifted Lila, placed her in her wheelchair, and rolled her over to Levi's side. He avoided eye contact. His arms were crossed tightly, as if he already regretted being there. Levi rose as they entered. Greetings once more, he said courteously. Noah nodded stiffly. Lila gave a shy wave. Levi flashed her a smile. Hello, Lila. Her eyes sparkled slightly. Hello. Noah arched an eyebrow. What makes you aware of her name? You mentioned it yesterday. Levi responded by I recall things. Noah remained silent. He merely pointed to the towel. What's next? Ready for a magic carpet ride? Levi brushed off the jab. Absolutely not. Only the essentials. He reached into his bag and retrieved a pair of socks, a tennis ball, a small jar of cocoa butter, and a plastic container that appeared to hold warm rice wrapped in cloth. Noah narrowed his eyes. What's going on here? Things my mom used? Levi replied. The rice is for warmth, relaxes tense muscles. The ball targets pressure points. Noah crossed his arms once more. Levi glanced at Lila. Would it be all right if I worked on your legs for a bit? I assure you, there's no pain. If anything feels off, just say stop, all right? Lila gazed up at her father. He let out a sigh. Give it a shot. Exercise caution. Levi crouched next to her chair. He carefully removed the blanket from her legs and laid the warm cloth rice pack on her thighs. Lila recoiled a bit. Is it too hot? He inquired. She gave a slight shake of her head. It feels great. Levi nodded and paused. After a few moments, he started to softly shift her legs, not pulling or pushing, just gentle movements. Side to side, up and down, Noah observed intently, poised to intervene if needed. Yet, nothing happened. Have you done this before? He inquired. With a hint of doubt, Levi kept his gaze down and, my mother would take me to shelters after school. She assisted veterans and those unable to pay for therapy. Everyone deserves to reclaim their humanity. I once carried her bag. Noah arched an eyebrow. So, she taught you all of this? Indeed, the body doesn't always require extravagance. Only focus. He gently tapped Lila's knee with his knuckle. Do you sense that? No, she whispered. Levi nodded once more, unbothered. That's fine. I'll continue to inquire. He continued to engage her in conversation while he worked, inquiring about her favorite colors, foods, and shows. Initially, her responses were brief. Then she began to pose questions to him. Are you from this area? Sort of. Are you attending school? I once did. Why not now? Levi paused. My mother fell ill. Then she moved on. I've been working on understanding things since then. Lila cast her gaze downward. I apologize. Levi offered her a brief smile. Thank you. Noah relaxed his posture a bit, yet remained silent. After roughly 30 minutes, Levi softly tapped her ankle once more. Do you sense that? Lila blinked once. A bit of pressure. Levi gazed at Noah. That's great. Noah narrowed his eyes. Occasionally, she mentions that in her regular sessions. Sure, Levi responded. However, those sessions take place in a room filled with machines. At times, children can feel frightened by machines. They become more rigid. But in this place, he waved toward the open park. Air exists. Wooded wonders. It feels unique. Noah remained silent. He was certainly paying attention now. Levi assisted Lila in stretching her legs. Next, she was instructed to practice a few basic movements with her toes, simply moving around. She made an effort. Nothing significant occurred. Yet, she appeared unfazed. Levi stood up and said, I'll show you again next week. Patience is essential. However, your muscles, he gestured toward her thighs, they still recall their purpose. Just remind them. Lila beamed, her smile wider this time. All right, Noah cleared his throat with a deliberate pause. He quickly stated that they weren't making any promises. Levi gave a nod. Neither am I. I'm giving it my all. Noah gazed at him for a moment. Suddenly, also, he dug into his coat pocket, retrieved a folded bill, and extended it forward. Levi took a step back. Absolutely not. Sir, your money doesn't interest me. Noah appeared taken aback. So, what's the reason behind this? Levi gave a nonchalant shrug. It was simply because your daughter smiled. Noah gazed at Lila. Her smile lingered. Yet, he couldn't grasp how a boy who had lost it all could offer so much to a girl he hardly knew. The next Sunday brought warmer weather. Levi kept his jacket on, not out of necessity. It brought him a sense of closeness to his mom. She referred to it as his assistant's coat. Every skilled healer requires a reminder of their passion for caring. He arrived at Harrington Park once more by 11:45. Laid out towel. Supplies are ready. A bottle of water rests beside him. Several kids shot hoops on the nearby court. A dog barked in the distance. At precisely noon, Noah's SUV arrived. Lila's smile was already bright as the car rolled to a halt. Levi gave her a wave. "Hello, Lila." "Hi," she chirped, her curls bouncing as Noah assisted her into the wheelchair. Noah appeared weary once more. Yet this time it's different, lighter burdened. He offered Levi a brief nod. Silence speaks volumes. However, it exceeded last week. Levi began his task. Identical arrangement. Identical cozy cloth pack. Yet this time, a change was evident. Lila was making an effort now. "Are you able to press your heel into the ground?" Levi inquired softly. She shut her eyes, focusing intently. Nothing occurred. "It's fine," he remarked. "At times, your mind needs a moment to discover the correct route. It's akin to navigating through a throng. Just keep pushing forward." Noah lingered in the background, arms crossed once more. Yet this time, it was more about staying warm than isolating himself. "What motivates you to do all of this?" he inquired abruptly. Levi looked up. "I recall the warmth of my mom's kindness when she assisted others. She made them feel significant. I'd like to do that as well." Noah gave a slow nod. "Have you ever considered exploring other options?" "At times," Levi remarked. "This just feels right." Noah gazed at Lila. She was lightly tapping her toes. Yet, they shifted. For the first time, he remained silent. He simply observed. In the following weekends, they continued to arrive. Same time, same spot. Levi showed Lila how to use rubber bands for ankle strength. He rolled tennis balls beneath her feet to jog her memory of their location. He demonstrated to Noah the technique of massaging pressure points behind her knees, detailing the role of each nerve, even in silence. Then the unfortunate day arrived. It was the fourth Sunday. Levi arrived as usual. When the SUV arrived, Lila's expression was anything but cheerful. Her eyes glowed crimson. Noah appeared furious. "She's not up for it today," he said curtly, lifting her into the chair. Lila turned her gaze away from both of them. Levi moved in gradually. "What occurred?" Lila folded her arms. "This morning, I attempted to move my legs, but nothing happened. Silence. I'm exhausted from the effort. It's futile." Noah averted his gaze. His jaw clenched. "She's felt frustrated all weekend." Levi acknowledged with a nod. He knelt beside her once more. "Do you really believe I never feel tired?" She remained silent. "Do you really believe I didn't sit in a shelter? Tears streaming down my face as my mom struggled to afford medicine while I helplessly watched?" Her gaze turned in his direction. "It's perfectly okay to feel angry. I get mad sometimes as well. However, if you give up now, the part of you that desires to move forward may also cease its efforts." She gazed downwards. "Don't give up," he said gently. "I haven't done that." Quietude. Lila then whispered, "I feel afraid." Noah pivoted. It was the first time she had voiced that thought. Levi moved in closer. "So am I. But fear doesn't mean halt. It simply indicates you're on the brink of something significant." Lila brushed her face clean. "All right, let's give it another shot." Indeed, they did. Levi led her through the steps softly, speaking less this time. Only presence. Endurance. Noah leaned in closer, assisting her with her balance, cheering on each subtle movement. Lila shifted her right foot after 30 minutes. Not a toe. The entire foot. It moved ahead, gradually and rigidly, yet it shifted. Noah knelt beside her, blinking as if he couldn't believe his eyes. "Do it again," he said. She certainly did. Levi smiled silently. He simply reclined and observed. That night, Noah lingered outside his home on Crestview Drive, gazing at the moon. He no longer questioned who Levi truly was. The question lost its significance. Inside, Lila was laughing, sharing the footslide moment with her aunt on speakerphone. After 6 long months, their home finally shut it. Jed, its hospital-like atmosphere. It felt like home once more. Yet, a change was beginning to stir within Noah, not only his daughter's legs, but also the heaviness in his own chest. Regret lingers, the pride, the barrier he constructed between himself and the outside world. It was exhilarating. On a Monday afternoon, Noah sat in his office, gazing at a blank contract. His phone vibrated intermittently. Emails, calls, updates for clients, yet it no longer seemed pressing. What replayed in his mind was that moment in the park. Lila's foot glided forward as if it were hers once more. He had witnessed it, seen firsthand. The catalyst was a 9-year-old, sporting taped-up boots and a last name that was a mystery to him. He launched a new browser tab and entered Ezekiel Carter Birmingham. Only a handful of scattered results appeared. He browsed through vintage local newsletters and school records. Brief references to Ezek and his mother, Myra Carter, at a local clinic. No address provided. No new updates available. He closed the laptop and reclined. This child was a phantom, but he wasn't. By Saturday, they returned to Harrington Park. Yet everything seemed changed now. Noah arrived with an additional mat and a portable chair. Upon their arrival, he offered Levi a sandwich. I didn't mention it. I set it next to his gym bag. Levi offered a brief thank you and set it aside for later. "Are you set, Lila?" he inquired. She offered an enthusiastic thumbs up. "Let's get it done." They settled into a rhythm. Heat packs, stretches, and toe flexes. Today, Noah fully engaged. He sat with his legs crossed on the grass, executing every movement Levi described. "I even messed it up once." Levi grinned and said, "You're bending the wrong way." Noah shot him a sidelong glance. "I haven't stretched in years." They chuckled. Even Lila. After about 20 minutes, Levi leaned in closer. "Okay, Lila, how about we explore a new approach?" He took a belt from his bag and positioned it beneath her knees, demonstrating to Noah how to grip both ends. She'll attempt to raise both knees now, only a bit. We bring her into harmony. She directs the flow. Noah blinked, momentarily taken aback. "Are you certain?" Levi acknowledged with a nod. "She's all set." They allowed her a brief moment. She furrowed her brows, eyes narrowed. She let out a soft grunt as her knees rose slightly, just shy of an inch. Yet they rose. Noah gazed at her, speechless. "Did you really do that?" Her smile was captivating. "I accomplished it." He gulped. "You truly accomplished it." Levi nodded, his gaze fixed on the belt. "Do you see? The body never forgets. Patience is key. Allow it to express itself." Noah gazed at him. "You're... Try again." "Kid." Levi remained silent. "I've begun to smoothly lead Lila into the next phase." Once the session concluded and they began to pack up, Noah knelt next to Levi. "What's your next destination?" Levi gave a casual shrug. "Nearby." Noah spoke softly. "Do you have somewhere to stay?" Levi paused before replying. "Sometimes." Noah let out a slow breath, massaging the back of his neck. "Have you considered spending some time with us?" Levi's eyes grew wide. "Are you for real? I have a guest room. You wouldn't obstruct anything." Levi gazed at his hands. "Are you certain your neighbors wouldn't welcome a kid like me?" Noah let out a brief chuckle. "After everything you've done for my daughter, they better keep their mouths shut." Levi paused before responding. Yet Noah could sense the gears shifting. The following morning, Levi stood outside Noah's house, a backpack slung over one shoulder and a rolled-up blanket tucked under his arm. Noah swung the door open, clad in sweatpants and holding a coffee mug. Exactly on cue, he remarked. Lila dashed into the front hallway. Levi, he flashed a smile. Hello, shining star. Noah moved aside. Welcome back. The subsequent days were calm, yet significant. Levi had his own room, complete with a cozy bed, fresh sheets, and a tidy desk. Though he spoke little, he never skipped a morning stretch with Lila. She was shifting both feet now, not quite walking yet the wheels were in motion. Her mind extended to her legs, as if recalling their bond. One evening, while Noah washed the dishes, he stopped and rested against the counter. Levi, he called back. Have you considered returning to school? Levi, sketching at the kitchen table, looked up. At times, Noah acknowledged with a nut. You're clever. You have great potential. Levi inclined his head. I aspire to help others regain their ability to walk, just as my mother did. Noah faced him directly. Let's find a way to make that happen. Levi offered a faint smile. All right. They kept their words to a minimum that night. There was no need for that. For the first time in years, the Reeves household buzzed with life. It was alive with small sounds, footsteps, laughter, scribbles, and the essence of healing. A nurse from the Children's Medical Center was the beginning of it all. On a Sunday morning stroll through Harrington Park with her dog, she noticed a familiar face, Lila. It had been months since she had seen her outside the wheelchair, much less smiling, lifting her knees, or moving her toes. Beside her stood the same quiet kid who spent every weekend by the hospital doors. She observed quietly from afar for a time. She returned home and shared the news with her sister, who worked in patient services. A few days later, a physical therapist at the hospital said to Noah, Hey, I heard Lila's making progress. Is that true? Noah gave a nod. Indeed, it was a surprise from an unexpected source. News traveled quickly. When they returned to Harrington Park, two other families were already gathered at the bench by the large oak tree. A boy with a walker was present, a girl on the mend from a stroke. Both parents had heard about the boy who assisted the Reeves girl in moving her legs once more. Levi gazed at Noah. Noah met his gaze directly. You don't have to, he said softly. Levi tightened the strap on his bag. I desire to. That day, he sacrificed his usual time with Lila to assist the two new kids. He demonstrated to their parents the proper towel stretches, the ideal way to warm the rice packs, and how to encourage without applying too much pressure. He engaged with the kids. Rather than speaking down to them, you're not broken, he reassured one of them. You're discovering a new form of strength. Lila observed it all from her wheelchair, hands neatly resting in her lap. Not a single complaint escaped her lips. Later that afternoon, during the drive home, she remarked, I enjoy seeing him assist others. Noah caught a glimpse of her in the rearview mirror. Is that so? Absolutely. It gives me a sense of belonging to something positive. He grinned. By the following weekend, 5 families arrived. The following week, it was a local pastor provided folding chairs. A local diner began delivering bagels and coffee. Flyers were distributed announcing free movement classes every Sunday at noon in Harrington Park. Levi's name was not mentioned. Yet, it was common knowledge who it was. A local reporter arrived, armed with a camera and a notepad. Noah took Levi aside. Are you all right with this? Levi scanned the scene, observing families, children playing, and Lila sharing a laugh with a girl using a walker. He gave a nod. If it's not focused on me, then it's all about them. The journalist crafted her article. The Birmingham Sunday Post featured a story on its second page titled, 9-year-old with a gift helps dozens heal in a city park. His full name was not disclosed. Levi requested that they refrain from doing so. Yet, the truth came to light regardless. A nearby physician proposed to guide him. A nonprofit inquired about funding for equipment. Another person provided complimentary tutoring. For the first time since his mother died, Levi felt seen by others. He was seen. Levi never boasted. Every Sunday, he meticulously laid out the towel in the same manner, still rocking those duct-taped boots. First, I checked in with Lila before assisting anyone else. Yet now, the park that once resonated with quiet and weary souls has transformed into a vibrant hub of activity. A boy without a home became the essence of something greater than himself. 9 Sundays had passed. 9 Sundays spent on towels spread across the grass. Lila's knees rising higher, celebrating small victories with strangers who grew into a closer kind of family. This Sunday stood apart. Levi sensed it long before they arrived at the park. The air felt warmer. The trees moved with a gentle grace. Lila sat quietly in the back seat, determined. It felt as if she was gearing up for a significant moment. A small crowd had gathered by the time they arrived. Nothing ostentatious or attention-seeking. Families arranging folding chairs, therapists crouching before children, parents gazing with optimism. At the heart of it all stood that familiar, weathered bench beneath the oak tree. Levi remained silent initially. He unpacked his bag, spread out the towel, and shot Lila a glance. "Are you prepared?" She agreed with a nod, expressionless. That look once more, grave, resolute. Noah rolled her to the center of the mat. Levi knelt before her. "Just like before," he murmured. "We empower you to rise. Handle the rest." Noah stepped behind her, his hands sliding under her arms. Levi positioned her legs with a gentle touch. "All right," Levi murmured. At the count of 3, she shut her eyes. 1, 2, 3. Noah raised. Levi supported her knees. Then, she rose. Her legs shook. Her arms trembled. Yet she was awake, standing strong and independent. Silence enveloped the crowd. A few children gasped. A mother covered her mouth with her hand. Lila slowly opened her eyes and smiled. "I am standing." Levi fought to hold back tears. "Absolutely. You are—" Noah paused, as if the air had vanished. Then he released it. She remained awake. He recoiled, trembling. She's making it happen." Levi took a small step back. "She has been at it." Lila stepped forward, her legs trembling. "Next one." At 6 years old, fearless and unaware of fear, she took a third step by herself before tumbling into her father's embrace. He embraced her, laughter and tears mingling, his hands shaking as he held her close. "You did it," he whispered. "You truly accomplished it." Lila faced Levi. "You mentioned I would." He flashed her a brief smile. "We agreed to give it a shot." That afternoon, everyone lingered in the park, taking their time. People lingered, conversed, embraced. Some offered prayers. Levi reclined on the bench, taking it all in. He was rather quiet. He never did that. That night, Noah lingered in the kitchen as Levi filled a bowl with cereal. "Text, you changed everything, you know," he said. Levi kept his gaze down. Lila certainly did. Noah approached and rested a hand on the boy's shoulder. "Today, my daughter took her first steps, not due to a hospital, a doctor, or a miracle drug. She walked because a child with nothing chose to appear, time and again, despite no one inviting him." Levi acknowledged with a nod. "That's what my mother would have done." Noah felt a constriction in his throat. "I wish she could have witnessed this." "She did," Levi murmured. "It seems she perceives it all." Noah cleared his tears. "Levi," he murmured softly, "you will transform many lives." Levi gazed up at him. "I already am." Some individuals in this world may lack impressive degrees, polished resumes, or an unblemished history, yet they possess something much more precious: passion, determination, and a purpose to keep moving forward. Often, those who are most fractured possess the very means to aid others in their healing journey. Share this story if it touched your heart. Spread the word. If you know a kid like Levi or a girl like Lila, share this with them. Your existence is significant. Your presence is required. Your time isn't finished yet.